Hi everybody, welcome back. All right, so today we're going to dive straight into some Reddit stories and leave your feedback. I want to know what you think about them down below. We're going to discuss some bridezillas, some revenge stories, and of course, am I the a-hole? So let's get started. All right, so this one is a bridezilla one. It says, I stepped down as a maid of honor 3 months before her 1 million wedding and didn't attend, but I feel certain in my decision based on what occurred. All right, it sounds hot already. Let's see what she has to say. She's been my best friend since we were 12 and now we're 27. 4 years ago, she started dating her now fiance who is wealthy. She was initially drawn to his G-Wagon, which is why she was interested in him in the first place. Well, you know, it is a nice vehicle. About 6 months ago into their relationship, they both cheated. He left her stranded in the Bahamas while interested in another girl, and she lied to us. Girl, if a man leaves you on holiday, stranded, why would you get back with him? Anyway, let's find out. This is some real juicy stuff on Reddit. Juicy. All right, let's continue. She lied to us, her friends, about taking family trips when she was really using his G-Wagon to visit a guy she was cheating with or flying to the California to see him. They broke up. She dated the new guy until he cheated on her. Karma. And then she got back with her now fiance. Wow, that's a whirlwind, isn't it? Throughout her rocky relationship, he bought her 1.5 million condo. Wow, well, I can see why she went back. I mean, wouldn't you? Which she then designed entirely with his money. Well, of course, what are the money she's going to use? In 2022, they broke up again and I let her stay with me. After about a month, they reconciled and got engaged a few months later. But over the past 2 years, as she focused entirely on their 1 million Italian wedding, we drifted apart. She doesn't work and she has spent the last 1.5 years on the wedding. That's a long time planning a wedding, making it her entire personality. I mean, it's going to be her wedding of her dreams. Our friendship suffered, with incidents like bringing a friend of hers whom I am not friends with to my birthday dinner when she arrived an hour late and only talked about her wedding the entire time. Our friendship suffered with incidents like her bringing a friend of hers I am not friends with to my birthday dinner when she arrived an hour late and only talked about her wedding the entire time. That's a bit rude. While her birthday, I threw her a surprise party that I spent weeks planning. She also told me I needed to change my hair color or wear a wig for our wedding. On top of that, she kissed another guy during her bachelorette. I'm gonna take off my jacket. I'm getting hot. Okay. She kissed another guy during her bachelorette. Party and later got mad at her friends for making their bachelorette Instagram post all about her. Well, if you want to be the center of attention and kiss somebody else on the bachelorette party, what do you expect them to do? She even had a meltdown on our bachelorette trip, throwing a tantrum and accusing us of being ungrateful. After the bachelorette trip, I realized she wasn't the friend I grew up with. anymore and decided I didn't want to be her maid of honor and even stay friends. I sent her a message to let her know I was stepping down from the wedding party, that we needed space. It was harsh but necessary. A few weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. Also, her and I talked, airing out our grievances. That's good. Women should be able to do that. But she only half-heartedly took responsibility. We left things unresolved and I hadn't yet told her that I was pregnant. I eventually went to her bridal shower and birthday dinner, but we still didn't clarify my role in the wedding or my invitation status. Later, she texted me presuming me to confirm if I was attending her wedding. I wanted to tell her in person that I couldn't go because I needed to save money due to being pregnant and also didn't want to travel to Italy due to that. However, she kept insisting, so I ended up texting her my decision. When I finally visited her to explain a few days later and officially announced that I was pregnant to her, the conversation quickly shifted back to her wedding, of course. She did not seem genuinely happy for me and made comments like, I wish your pregnancy didn't overshadow. You're not going to announce your pregnancy at the same time as my wedding, right? Wow, what a friend. That was the last time we spoke. I announced my pregnancy and gender on Instagram weeks before her wedding, and she didn't comment or congratulate me. Well, she's not your friend, darling. She obviously don't want you around because you're going to upshadow her. This weekend was her wedding. I did send her a congratulatory message, but she hasn't responded. I feel certain that stepping away was the right decision, but am I wrong for feeling this way? No, you're not. She doesn't like you. You're not her friend. She doesn't consider you a friend. You did yourself a favor by stepping away. Okay? Any person who is thinking about themselves like that, they don't consider you a friend. She should have congratulated you on your pregnancy and joining in your joy. But all she wanted to do was to be the center of attention. So you did the right thing. Let's hear what Reddit has to say. That's my opinion anyway. Nope, somebody says. She sounds terrible and obviously your friendship has run its course. Very true. Very, very true. Do not feel bad for attending and focus on your pregnancy. Excellent. Excellent. So this is spot on. Not everyone is meant to be our friends forever. It's true. Listen, people come into your lives for a reason and for a short time. Whether it may be to teach you a lesson or whether it may be to do you a favor, but many times it's for a short time. Take it for what it is and move on. It's simple as that. Everyone who comes into your life is for a purpose. I think as humans, we need to get that straight in our head right off the back. And then when it's time for that relationship to evolve, move on, change, whatever, it's done. It's simple as that. All right, guys? So never feel deserted if the relationship is changed. It is only for a time. Someone said to me one time, seasons change, people change, and feelings change. I will never forget that. Now let's move on to the next story. This one is controversial. This one says, it's an am I the a-hole for telling my ex I had a miscarriage when it was actually an abortion. Wow. This was only posted 9 hours ago. This is a deep one. Some people do some really weird stuff. My now ex-fiance, 28 male, and I, 31 female, learned of the pregnancy a few weeks ago. I was excited at first, but this last week I found out my fiance had cheated on me while he was out at work. I can see why you went that way. For background, his job is 2 hours from home and he chose to avoid the daily commute by staying with his friend in the town they worked in. We have 3 kids together already. Our wedding was planned for the next spring. He's also accused of cheating on me twice before, but there was no concrete evidence. Listen, we gotta get receipts. Before you start making accusations, get receipts, all right? But this time, I caught him myself. You go, girl. You go, girl. Back to our current situation, he tried to hide this other woman from me, and their messages were disgusting to read, and it allured them to having slept together. When I confronted him, it took him a full day to admit he knew about her and the messages. And then it took him another day to tell me that he's been drinking every night the last 3 weeks, and he doesn't remember sleeping with her, even if he did. He also refuses to call the woman with me in the room. Why would you want to even do that to yourself? Listen, if he is doing all this stuff and you know he's cheated before and you've caught him cheating before, why do you even want to speak to the woman? No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't advise you to do that, because nothing good is going to come from that conversation. Nothing. It's only going to make you feel like crap, even more so. Having heard all of that, obviously upset, I'm livid. I can't trust him again. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I haven't worked in the last 5 years. He's put my credit in shambles. He totaled my only mode of transportation last year and hasn't replaced it. You're trapped. That's why you feel like that. You are trapped. You are trapped. Now, I'm planning on separating from him and keeping the kids with me. This pregnancy was something he always said was all on me, since I was the one to initiate having sex before the pregnancy. Wow. That dude is stepping on you in a hard way. Sometimes when a man wants out of a relationship, there are certain things he does. It's not always having an affair. Sometimes it's isolation. He separates you from your friends and your family. He also, which is another way of controlling, and he also makes you feel so dependent on him that you feel that you cannot do anything else. And I feel that's also what's happening here, because it feels like you're backed into a corner because you depend on him financially. He's trashed your vehicle, you know, and now he's blaming you because you initiated the sex. Come on. You know, he is so irresistible that the pregnancy is all on you. You better dump this dude now. That's totally disrespectful. I obviously can take care of this how I feel is best, and I refuse to have more ties to this man who obviously has no respect for me. That's it. That's it. I called it. I called it. I plan on telling him it was a miscarriage, as it's really none of his business now what I do. But am I the a-hole for lying about a miscarriage instead of an abortion? Not really. No. I don't think you are. I think personally, I probably would have just kept it to myself in the first place. If I knew he was doing what he's doing, but I don't think you are. Okay, she's given a little edit. I'd like to clarify something quickly. I have not denied him access to our current children. In fact, I have even allowed him to stay in the house despite what he's done for the sake of the children. Wrong move. He would stay in a separate room. Obviously, no, he is still going to limit you having your own life. He needs to leave. But he has chosen to stay with his friend rather than be here. Perfect. Seriously, perfect. You don't need to be reminded every time you look at his shitty face. You don't need to be reminded. Okay? When the kids are around, I am cordial with him, but obviously maintain distance. He's a shitty partner. But I know my kids love their father, and I hate to punish them by keeping them separated. That's fine. Let him be their dad, but you don't have to be around him. So I have given him chances to see the kids, and he has prioritized his work, his choice. When the kids get older, then you can tell them why daddy hasn't come around. He decided to put everything else before them. So let's see what Reddit has to say. If he finds out, just tell him you can't remember. He should understand. She was so drunk that day, she couldn't remember. That's it, what's up? You know what I mean? Because he was so drunk, he couldn't remember whether he had sex with a woman or not. So it's like, I don't know, probably I was drinking when it slipped out of me. Seriously. Unless his fiancée is crazy and hurts her, honestly, she should get the abortion and delete this post and never inform him if it was anything other than a miscarriage. One of the greatest causes of death in pregnant women is murder by sexual partner. That's hardcore. And the stress of a cheating partner and separating while being a stay-at-home mom with no car would absolutely be enough. It's true for miscarriage. Imagine the stress. When you are pregnant, your body goes through so many changes. To be having all of those hormonal changes, plus worried about that idiot husband of yours or partner, whatever category he falls into, it's just not right. Plus having to take care of the kids, plus having to take care of the home, plus having to worry about what he's doing is just too much stress. You can easily have a miscarriage. And it just doesn't put you in a happy space. I personally feel you're not the a-hole for hiding it for him. It is your body after all, and it's your decision. And I can understand why you would make a decision like that. That is totally because you don't feel that you have a choice. You don't have a partner who is there to support you other than somebody who is taking advantage of you. So no, you're not the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend I won't be her maid of honor if she expects me to lose weight? Well, I can tell you right now, you're not the a-hole. Anybody who's asking you to do anything like that ain't your friend, girl. My best friend, 27 female, is getting married in a few months, and she's asked me, 28 female, to be her maid of honor. I was thrilled. But then she mentioned that she wants me to lose weight for the wedding so that the pictures look more uniform. I've always been on the heavier side, but I'm comfortable with how I look and I don't want to lose weight just for her wedding. I told her I'm happy to help with anything else, but I won't change my appearance for her. She got upset and said that if I won't do this for her, maybe I shouldn't be the maid of honor at all. Now I am considering stepping down because I don't want to feel uncomfortable at her wedding. I think you're totally right for considering that, to be honest. No one should ask you to do something like that, you know, and surely asking in a manner of which is about her. She's not concerned about whether it's unhealthy for you or how heavy you are, you know. She's not concerned about that. It's all about making sure she feels good, she looks good, her photos look good. And let's be honest, it's her wedding and she's being a bit of a bridezilla in that way. But she shouldn't really ask you in the first place because she knew you were overweight. So, I mean, it doesn't say how heavy you are, but I'm assuming you're probably a little bit chubby. And to be honest, we all look beautiful anyway. So why would she do this? So if I was you, I would definitely step down. I'll be like, you know what? Ask somebody else who is skinny. And then you don't have to worry about what I am wearing and how I look in your pictures. As simple as that. I don't have to be a maid of honor. Because if she really considered you her friend, she wouldn't put you through that. A true friend would not do that. Some women are so biatches. Really, isn't it? They're just biatches. Biatches! Really, because there's no need for it. There's no need to be unkind to your friend. If you like her, asking somebody to be a maid of honor says two things: that you really value that person, you trust them, you respect them, they're important to you. That's what it says. So if you are asking her, but with the mindset that she has to lose weight, then you don't consider her to be somebody important in your life. That's the reality. So dump her, say, hey, I'm out. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Right. So she asked, am I the a-hole for refusing to lose weight for her wedding? Right. Geolistic says, you wanted me in your wedding. This is for me. If you want a skinny chick in your wedding, go ask her. That's it. That's exactly what I said. If you want a skinny chick, just go ask somebody else. Agreeable Store 997 said, exactly. So glad my country doesn't do the whole made man of honor thing. The drama I have read regarding being a man of honor has baffled me. In my country, you have 2 witnesses, 2 for each spouse. They don't necessarily have to wear a dress or anything. The couple usually states on their wedding invitation and the color scheme, the dress code is last wedding I went, I was olive, I wore olive and gold. And that's it. The couple don't meddle in what guests are wearing beyond the dress code. I mean, realistically, why do people go through all these hassles for wedding? I think it's more about impressing others than really enjoying your wedding. That's how I see it, basically. Let's see who is texting me. I bet you anything, it's my husband. You get my face in there. And yes, it's my husband. All right, so let's move on to one more story. Listen, I am loving these stories. They're amazing. Yeah, it's about people's problems, you know, so let's have some fun. Share with me down below, what do you think? Some of these stories are really crazy though, how people react around the world. All right, one more. Am I the a-hole for being upset with my girlfriend because she knew and lied about my ex cheating on me? My girlfriend and I have been together for some years now. We both agreed to get married someday and have children. Nice. Now she's actually one of my ex's former friends. I found out my ex was cheating on me. My current girlfriend reached out back then to make sure I was okay. That's nice of her. Despite being mainly my ex's friend, her and I got close, to the point where I considered her my own friend also. By the way, we never crossed any boundaries while I was with my ex. My ex was fine with us hanging out one-on-one. I asked her if she knew of my ex cheating. She said she had no idea. Fast forward, sometime we started dating, much to the dismay of my ex. Well, of course the ex wouldn't like that. Now we were talking about how we met and what she said caught my eye. She said certain things that wouldn't make sense for her to know about my ex and the guy she cheated with. When we got back home, I asked her about it. She was confused and wasn't really answering my questions. I just asked her, did you know my ex was cheating on me the whole time? She said, yes. I'm mad at this for 2 reasons. She lied to me, and I never would have dated her if I knew she knew. We've talked about it, and she said she is sorry, and that just didn't feel comfortable telling me, or she didn't feel comfortable telling me. I don't know. I mean, she knew my ex was lying to me when we talked. Just the 2 of us. She knew my ex was off cheating on me. Heck, I asked her if she had helped her cheat, and she confessed she did cover for my ex a few times. Now dump her. Dump her! Dump her! My girlfriend says she regrets it and she was pressured into it. I don't know. I feel so betrayed right now. I was 26 and she was 25 when my ex cheated. I am now 30 and she is now 29. I mean, it's a bit of a time past, and probably at the time she was younger, but I felt she should have been honest with you when you guys were talking one-on-one, because obviously you became much closer at the time, and she should have told you she knew that your ex was cheating. Let's see what Reddit has to say. I'm a bit curious on how they actually advise on this one. It may be a bit of a red flag in the sense that if she was okay with it then, she may likely to be okay with it now. But people change, and sometimes when you're younger and you realize things is wrong, you feel kind of stupid for going along with it. But let's see what Reddit has to say. This is a major red flag territory. The lying part is not even the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that she helped your ex. Yeah, I think for me, that is what's more upsetting for me, that she supported her in that way. She probably did it so that she could date you, but think about it. I'm not sure if that would have been the reason. I just think she was trying to help out her female friend, you know, because it was her and the ex-husband was really the mate. So girls tend to stick together, but realistically, she should have told him. She helped someone betray your trust, hurt your feelings, and mess with your head. Your girlfriend actively had a hand in hurting you and then covered it up. The whole pressure thing is an excuse. It's easy to tell right from wrong. Very true. I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Not to be that person to make you paranoid, but if she's lying about this, then what is she lying about? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go there, you know, but it is a question that a normal human being will start thinking, because the mind boggles, doesn't it? The mind runs away with itself, okay? I'd take a step back and reevaluate whether or not you could ever trust her again. Look at the facts objectively, weigh whether or not she's a good partner. If you feel you can move her from this and trust her again, then that's fine. However, if you can't, then you know where you should leave it. I agree with that. I think if he was really hurt, which he sounds like he's still kind of hurt by the ex cheating on him, he is not going to let it go. He is not going to let it go. I think you would always think, well, you supported that behavior. What are you supporting now? And would you do that? So I totally agree. Totally agree with that. But let's see if there is an update. Yes! I love it when a plan works out. I love it! Okay. He said, update. I broke up with her. I took some time to think about it and realized something. She lied straight to my face when I first asked her if she knew about the cheating, and she never came clean about it. And I think that's the problem. I think that's it. I think that because he had to ask her, isn't he? Because had she came a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, when they were getting together and say, you know what, I need to put a pause on this because I need to tell you something. She didn't do that. She went along with it and she kept it a secret, and I think that is where she was wrong. She should have, if she cared about him, she should have said, you know what, I need to tell you something. You may want to end the relationship, but I need to tell you because I am a different person and I respect you, and I'm, you know, I have strong feelings for you. Whatever. She should have come clean. Okay, so he's right. Okay. I could say she was being loyal to her friend. She probably was. But she didn't need to be once me and my ex broke up. Totally agree. Totally agree. You know, she was being a bitch. My neighbors are going to be like, shut up. Listen, she played herself. She should have told the dude, listen, I knew, but I didn't want to tell you then. But, you know, she didn't do that, all right? But she didn't need to once me and her and the ex broke up. She had no reason to lie about knowing. She only lied to make herself look better. It's true. Well, we all try to put on this really good, you know, positioning when we meet somebody new or when we're trying to get into a new relationship. This is why I said she should have, after a while, when she realized things were getting serious, she should have confronted him and say, I need to tell you something. And the fact that I had to confront her makes it worse, yes, because he brought it up. She never did. And had he not found out, she would have never told him. So I think he did the right thing. He says, I can't trust you anymore, so I'm done. He sounds really hurt by it. Right. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next Am I the A-hole and Bridezilla stories, guys, okay? Comment, like, and subscribe for more, and bye!